Don't be the last contractor this homeowner wants to buy from. Let's talk about it. Hey, Ben here from JobNimbus with the Building Business channel, and I've got Piers from EagleView with me today. And I want to talk about EagleView specifically for a second, because you guys have really pioneered something that had never been done before in this industry, which allowed you to be much more proactive in the start of the sale. You can talk to me a little bit about what you were trying to do, what the core problem or values that you were trying to get across there was?
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for having me. It's great being here again. So, from a proactive selling perspective, the key is having a plan. It's having a plan. It's having what I would call a value hypothesis that you can go out there and build on and test. EagleView was really built for the roofing industry. We do a lot of things these days, but at the end of the day, the problem
that's where you guys started.
Absolutely, the problem we were trying to solve. So that pain really led us into understanding the property that you're going to care about, and we focused a lot on measurements and avoiding error in measurements, et cetera. But over time, what we realized is having that geospatial intelligence, that picture of the home, and really understanding what you're walking into enables you to really build a game plan for that sale. We're a fit-for-purpose technology that will help you close better because you're not going in there blind. So I think with a handful of qualifying questions that are informed by what you can tell about the property, because our planes just flew over that property likely a few weeks prior, you can really have an idea of how to not just help the homeowner see it your way, but actually educate and walk them through the best possible options for their project.
So I'm a sales guy and I'm trying to prep for my meeting. What are the things I should be thinking about? Are there certain principles or a process that I should be thinking about that'll get me in the place that'll be most successful when I have that meeting with that homeowner?
Yeah, I think it starts with there's a number of things. I would start with the property. I would start with really understanding the property. Again, that's not to be a sales pitch for EagleView, but
that's what you guys do.
That's what we do. Yeah. So I can't answer the question without bringing that up. So I think understanding the property and really taking a look at that, and again informing where's the value here? What can we see? Where are we going to educate this homeowner? What are the areas, the problem areas that stick out, so that we can start to understand where are we going to go? And I think having that conversation, you've got interest and you've got lead intake. Taking a look at the property, then going back to the homeowner and asking qualifying questions is really important. Because those qualifying questions are going to enable you to really build that pre-call plan. You build that pre-call plan properly, then first of all, you're not going to waste somebody's time. You're going to open up this ability potentially to have a really effective virtual call, right? And you can stack up all of the information that you need to walk the homeowner through the options much more efficiently and effectively that way. So you got to get the property, understand the property, build the qualifying questions, and then I would say, and I can go into more detail on this too, is do your best to get to know the homeowner, right?
Yep.
Figure out how the homeowner ticks, and then you can engage.
So what are some ways that you can learn more about the homeowner?
So there's a number of tools out there. There's several different technology companies that should really make up a working roofing contractors or exterior contractors tech stack, right? But I mean, fundamentally, you can learn a lot about a homeowner by looking at Facebook, right? And a lot of the tools that you're probably already using to promote your business. And chances are you have people in your company, even if you don't have that skill set, I guarantee you probably have people in your company that do. Right? And what does it take? It takes 5 minutes to kind of understand, where you might have common ground that you can connect, right? It's not creepy. It's just being smart.
Yep. So you know a lot about the homeowner, you've got a good piece of information about the property, you have identified the weaknesses in the property or the places where you can really add the most value. Now what? What's the next step? So
once you have that plan, right, that plan of this is how I'm going to this is how I'm going to approach this situation. You have an idea what the property requires. You have an idea what the homeowner wants. You might have a little bit of what makes them tick. You know whether or not this is going to be an in-person engagement or a virtual one.
Remote, yep.
And then it just comes down to really preparing and making sure that you have all of the tools at your disposal, which in some cases it could be all of your different building material samples. It could be some type of other tool that you feel comfortable. Financing options, having that at the ready, not having to go through and rummage through the back of your truck to find it. Showing up looking professional, pretty important, right? Yep. I wouldn't put the cigarette out like right when you're reaching the front door of the homeowner.
Right.
Like that's kind of one to avoid. But yeah.
So one of the things that can really help make you look more professional is to show up what they call tech prepared. Can you talk a little bit about what it looks like to be tech prepared?
So many things, and again, it depends on what exactly what you're trying to achieve on the particular sales call, but going and educating on the homeowner on the tools that you're using to actually help solve their problem. Again, the aerial measurements is a very, very impressive tool when you're explaining to the homeowner, no, I'm not putting a ladder and crawling around on your roof, and here's why. And these are explaining that. Even from the perspective of if you're selling off of a digital tool like a tablet, like an iPad, having all of those apps in one place. You have the empty screen, it's there. You might even have a background of your logo, and it's like, I came fit for purpose to educate you and be your consultant and help you out. It makes a world of difference. I just went through a process of getting some quotes on a large project for myself, and the guy that won the deal is the guy that came back with this very impressive, sketch, computer-generated drawing. It wasn't nebulous. I wasn't having to trust him. It was something that I could really wrap my head around and engage with. It's really important to use technology as a way to build that professionalism and show somebody. Really, it's unraveling some of the mystery. It's knocking it down. It's just saying, hey, I'm here to teach you about the right solution. There's no mystery as to how I'm going to measure your roof. There's no mystery as to the financing. It's all right there.
Okay, so EagleView has one of the largest private fleets of aircraft in the entire United States, and that gives you guys some special capabilities, especially around storms. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you guys are able to do with that?
Yeah, so this is foundational to EagleView and our mission. We have a very large fleet, and it's growing. And by the way, if you know any aircraft mechanics, I'd love to get some names. But it really is a really key part of our business, and it's not only around the roofing and hailstorms and hurricanes. Although we'll deploy assets after any of those storms in a matter of days. As soon as the airspace clears, FAA gives us the ability to get after it, and we're operating. In a lot of cases, we'll even take that imagery, and we've in the past opened that up for the emergency management folks to be able to kind of get in there, and the insurance companies get in there and take a look at a house as soon as we've flown it, so they can better understand the impact of an event. And it's not just those types of storms, Ben. We were flying the volcanoes in Hawaii. We're flying fire in California.
Very cool.
But that's at the heart of what we do, and I think what really is, it's a really important part of our mission.
Yeah, doing a lot of good in the world too. I love that. What happens when you're with a homeowner and you can't actually provide something that they need? What do you do?
Yeah, I think the most important thing to do is the most important thing to get across to the homeowner is that you're a consultant that's really trying to help them solve the problem the best way for the homeowner, right? So if the homeowner is interested in solar, for example, and that's not something your company does, I think it's really important to have those relationships with those businesses in your area that you can refer them to somebody that you trust, even if it ends up being that you don't get the sale right away. Because what you are going to get is you're going to get a ton of referrals from that homeowner after you walk out the door. And that's ultimately how you build that brand and that trust.
Awesome. Thanks, Piers. Appreciate it. So to kind of recap here, you've got to learn more about your homeowner before you go to the appointment. You've got to be tech prepared for that appointment. Make sure you have the tools in place to do it, and you've got to have researched the property and understood where you can add the most value. And if you do that, you will close more deals. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next week. Keep on building your business.